It's time to communicate. This video is going to be primarily for the Toastmasters of the world. People that want to become competent communicators and confident leaders. Those Toastmasters, I want to show you exactly the one thing that makes the biggest difference. I didn't really totally realize it until after 10 years of becoming a Toastmaster. I am from Chicago, via Bold Literary Talkers. This applies to all Toastmasters all across the planet. I don't care what country you're from. I don't care what type of currency you use. The number one currency that you're going to gain that we all can relate to, and that is time. Time. That's something that's consistent. We all got 24 hours of the day, 86,400 seconds per day to invest. And that time never comes back. Those 86,000 seconds, what you invest in them is what you normally get out. And when you join Toastmasters, it's going to impact your time in many ways. One is going to impact your time by the amount of time you can speak. You can speak in the least amount of time. You can take more words, travel further, and have more impact in a short amount of time. I'm talking about 2-minute speech, 2 minutes talking to somebody, and boom, have impact. 5 to 7 minute speech, boom, have impact and be memorable. But more important than that is you're going to invest a certain amount of time investing in your skill set by speaking. When you invest in that time, the same way you would going into a gym, you invest time to exercise. The more that you do it and you exercise that muscle, the better you get. So the Toastmasters is a great platform for you to be able to, it's almost like you're going to the gym, for you to put that time in. They say after 10,000 hours invested in whatever you do, you will be good at it. Whether it's a positive thing or negative, it could be a good habit or a bad habit. If you put in 10,000 hours, you become an expert at it, and it's hard for you not to do it because you're conditioned to do it. And Toastmasters, here's the misconception, is by learning the information and the right way of doing things, the right techniques, and you're going to learn this from your members or from the Toastmaster material. No, that's not how you will become better. You will learn more information, you will learn some strategies, but please believe me, there are members of your club who honestly are not great speakers. You will surpass certain people that are in your club, that are leaders in your club. In fact, you are probably a better speaker than many of the people that are currently in the club, including the leaders. But just because you're better, that doesn't mean you can't learn. You can still learn, but developing your skill set and you're conditioning yourself to become more confident and become more competent by repeatedly putting in that time in the Toastmaster gym. So I knew that when I first joined in 2010, I wanted to be a better salesperson. I wanted to grow my career. And so one thing I knew I had to do was, I wasn't very confident. I wasn't making a lot of sales. I don't speak enough where people can feel my conviction, because I would be so focused on how do I deliver this, and when you're stuck in your head trying to figure out like, okay, what's the best way to make a sale, now you're not going to make a sale because you're trying to convince people. But see, by joining Toastmasters, the more that I spoke, the more comfortable I became. Even if I was doing things wrong, I still became more confident just because it was a muscle. I was just always on stage. Anytime you're always doing something, you know, you're going to be great at it. I don't care what it is. I don't care anything. I mean, when we were kids, you didn't know how to walk. The more time you spent in your walker, somebody holding your hands when you're walking, and the more confident you came at walking. I've seen people in Toastmasters and they only gave one speech in a year. If you're only going to give one speech in a year, that's like going to the gym for a year and you're watching people get on the treadmill. Like, why are you watching people on the treadmill? Like, if you're not putting in the time, what are you really getting from it? And I understand you can soak up some information, you soak up some game, but here's the thing, it's not about soaking the information up, because information that's not being used is dead. Ignorance on fire is much more powerful than knowledge on ice. Have you ever seen somebody go on stage, they said all of the good stuff, the right stuff, it made sense, but you still didn't want to buy anything from them, you still weren't necessarily moved by them, but they did everything right, they were good speakers, but you just weren't convinced, right? It's many times it's because they don't believe in themselves or their own product that they're selling, and they were probably trying to convince you, and so you didn't believe it because you can feel that they didn't feel it. And so that's what you get mainly from Toastmasters. Number one you're gonna get is putting time in. So this is why it's very important that you take massive action. Put yourself on a schedule. When I first joined Toastmasters, one thing I knew, I made a commitment. I said, if I speak for 1 hour every single week for the next 6 months, I know I'm gonna make more money. That people who communicate well know how to connect with people. If you know how to connect with people, you can collect money with people. I knew that because I've seen so many people who were great speakers and who had a good product. They just were able to be more valuable because it's a skill that most people don't know how to do or don't want to do. So if you can do it, you're going to have money coming in. You can figure out how later. Do the skill now by taking massive action. So if you are a person, you join the club and you're just waiting, oh, I need to get the right information. Oh, I'm looking for the right way to do this. Listen, forget all of that at the very beginning. You're going to have leaders that tell you, no, you got to do it the right way. Make sure you do it right way the wrong time. I mean, one way, so you don't have to keep on doing it. Let me tell you something. You're going to be repeating speeches anyway. The goal is to go through numbers. This is the numbers game. Let's be very clear. Things that you do incorrect today, keep an open mind to make those changes as you go. Be open to get evaluation as you go. As long as you stay open-minded as you go, you can make tweaks and you can make adjustments as you move along. Press that up in your brain. Put that in your brain. That's one of the number one things, is that you have to put yourself on a schedule to say, I'm going to commit myself to X amount of hours per week that you speak. And remember, at a Toastmasters club, the average speech is only 7 minutes. That's why I joined 2 clubs and I was speaking on every agenda because I wanted to get to that hour every single week. I was going to other people outside clubs to speak, even if I was giving the same exact speech, because I wanted to get my hours in. No different from going to the gym. I want to make sure I work out for 30 minutes a day. If you work out for 30 minutes a day and a person who doesn't work out for at all and maybe only works out 30 minutes a week, you're going to see a difference in how they look. You'll see a difference in their energy. You will notice a difference. People will notice a difference if you're spending time speaking and being open to get evaluated for an hour every 2 weeks. Let that be the main goal, is to focus on that and make your adjustments. Look, you can do what you want to do. You're going to have certain people that tell you, no, just take your time, slow down, and self-paced. And those are not the hungry people that are really going to take things to the next level. That's your average person that's telling you that. Alpha mind state, we're going to keep it on that note, and we're going to raise our standard. So with that being said, make sure you guys tune into the product. You know, I got the Toastmaster book, The Unstoppable Toastmaster. Be sure to get that book, in addition to my other book series, the Shut Up and Hustle book series as well. Support the movement, subscribe to this page, leave some comments, like this video, subscribe to the page, click on the notifications, and I will see you on the top of the mountain. Peace.